Why do women leave cheating partners who give them a luxurious lifestyle? And you kind of touched on that, Lady T. Do you want to like kind of elaborate more on like why you chose to leave him over the lifestyle? Like the lifestyle wasn't enough.
So in that situation, I had done so much. Like we were both lovers and business partners, and I just felt betrayed. And I felt like, for me, if you're going to entertain someone else, and I'm such a free spirit and I'm so down to earth, like I don't want nobody to be anything other than who they're gonna be with me. So like if we could have had a conversation, so I feel threatened by the things that I don't know. So if I were to feel like, it was just a relationship, then fine. But we had a relationship and we had a business relationship. So for me, if you're betraying our personal relationship and we haven't yet like solidified the business relationship, and I know how much I'm pouring into our business relationship, I'm gonna feel like she's gonna be a threat to both of our relationships. So it's the deception. It was just like, it makes no sense for me to continue to invest my time, my energy, my brains, like in any of this, when you're not giving me the security and knowing that I could trust what you're saying and trust for you to keep the agreement that we made. So that, and he ended up being someone that just can't keep his word. Like, so, I made the right decision. So for me, it was just deception. Like, guys, the guys that make money, guys that are in power, I don't feel like they should be cowardly enough to be deceptive. I feel like you've established yourself to the point where you should be able to say as a man, like, look, I love you, but I got needs, and sometimes I might wanna, go here. And as a woman, you might be offended, but for real, let's be real. What woman is real? You could be offended, but you're gonna be more offended if somebody outside is able to come tell you something else about your man. And that's what it was for me. So
Welcome Jamie to the panel. We're just so we're gonna go in order. We're gonna start with Inaz to go down the panel. So Inaz, um, why do women leave cheating partners who give them a luxurious lifestyle?
So I partly agree with Lady T. I think there's that lack of transparency that shows up from men sometimes, that they're not interested in monogamy, and they create this illusion and they sell you this dream of like it's me and you and that's it and no one else, and can't hold up their end of the bargain. But I think there's also another side to that where men are honest and women are not honest with themselves. And so when men say one woman is not going to be enough for me, there are women that tell themselves that they can put up with that for the sake of the lifestyle. And when they're in it after a certain amount of time, they realize that it isn't true.
Right. I agree with her. Or they think that they're the exception to the rule.
I,
They're like,
I
oh, he's gonna change for me.
Yeah,
He's
I
not
think
gonna do
that
it
could
to
be
me.
part of it for some of the younger women, but I think as you kind of grow older, you understand that the idea of the exception isn't necessarily true, but I think it's more so um you tell yourself I can deal with this. I can put up with this as long as he's providing and I'm taken care of and I can go on the trips and he's showing me off and I'm number one and all of this stuff. And you go down the list of things that you require, and then realize that it still isn't enough. And in that case, it's the woman that hasn't been honest. So there's always some level of deception. I think sometimes it falls on women and sometimes it falls on men.
Shantae, I got it right. Did I get it right? No. Yeah, I did. Okay. What do you think? Why do women choose to leave their lifestyle because their partner is cheating?
I don't want to say, I mean,
choose to leave their lifestyle, because it may not even be a lifestyle there, and then it could be somebody who doesn't have the lifestyle, and you leave them because they were cheating. It's just cheating.
But like when it's men specifically who feel like I'm giving you this lifestyle, at least I'm giving you a lifestyle that the average woman is not getting, and you want to leave because I have a little appetite. I'm practicing my options.
So I mean, I can't speak on how women. I can. So for me, I probably don't think like most women when it comes to cheating.
Okay.
So
Okay. Elaborate.
Come on with it.
So I kind of don't want to.
No. We want to hear, because there's women who think like you.
Well, I'm not leaving my man because he slipped up and cheated. Now, if he has a full grown, like a relationship with somebody, he's emotionally attached. That's different. But if he just slips up and,
What does a slip up look like? Because a slip up can be like several slips.
Maybe
Slipping and sliding.
Whatever the rules are around that.
Listen, I have more of a problem with the deceptive part. Like, if you let me know, like, baby, I messed up. It was a big juicy one in front of me, and the opportunity was there. And I'm like, well, did you protect yourself? Yeah. I mean, I'm just totally different. I mean, I know I don't think like a lot of women. I'm sorry. I just want you to be honest about the situation.
Yeah,
I
agree
friends.
with her.
I want to be best friends with my mate.
Right.
I want us to be companions. Exactly. And I want you to come talk to me about anything. I want it to be a relationship where you can trust me, I can trust you. If something goes down, talk to me.
So if he says, babe, I have a big sexual appetite, and I've been DMing and texting about several to 10 women for fun because it makes me
that's
feel
sloppy.
good.
That's I don't I don't want it to be. Obviously, there are limits. I mean, this can go so many different ways. She could be, I slipped up one time, or she could be like, he's just a serial cheater.
He's practicing his options.
Right. So I would not want somebody who's sloppy and doing all, always in the streets, always trying to, damage women. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about I can't explain it.
What if he's keeping all of them in line? Like, he's not, being sloppy with it, but, he's keeping all of them in line. He has a certain group of women that he needs things for. Are you okay with that? As long as you're the queen of the house.
So
he's giving you that lifestyle.
Once again, for me, I'm a loyal individual. This is not to say I promote it, because I do not. But I don't foresee myself leaving my husband because he slipped up and cheated.
Unless he's sloppy.
Yes.
Okay. Lady T, I feel like we already went with you, right? Or no?
Yeah, it's just deception. Like I said, it's just a deception. Like, as long as you're not sloppy. Same thing Shantae said. Like, I like to be best friends with my mate. Like, I feel threatened by the things that I don't know. So it doesn't matter how much money I know we have. Like, I'm out if I feel like I can't trust you. And that's just that, like, there's no level of, it's, again, goes back to emotional security that we discussed, right? Yeah. And maybe that's because I'm at this point used to a certain lifestyle. So it's just like, yeah, you can't pay me enough to keep me around to be humiliated and embarrassed by you. Like, no.
Yeah. Miss Taken?
What is the question now? Because now I'm lost.
Oh no, it's why do women I'm trying to think, why do some women leave a cheating husband that's giving them a good lifestyle? So Shantae was saying that she wouldn't leave. Mm-hmm. She can only speak for herself, that if he's giving her this lifestyle and that's her husband or her partner, she's not leaving regardless of cheating. So
I think it goes back to the original question that you were saying, which is more important. Do you want the lifestyle or the emotional security? So I think when women have dealt with the lifestyle and see what comes along with that, that is no longer okay for them, because in those experiences in general change you. And I think it comes to a point where a woman has to look at the relationship she desired versus what her reality is. And I think when the mindset matches up with what she wants versus what she has, and she sees that those are not in alignment, I think that's when she decides to leave. Or you'll have women that stay in a relationship and exercise their options as well. Um, so, I mean, because there are women who will stay in a relationship because they do like the lifestyle, but they are feeling neglected on the emotional side. So they will find somebody who can fulfill that and do their thing over there while they're able to sustain the lifestyle. But I think a woman who knows her worth, I'll say, and knows that ideally she didn't want to trade what she envisioned what her marriage was going to be with what it is. I think that's when
Can
they
I, can I elaborate on something? Let me just so I think that for me the most important thing is the loyalty to me. My, you know, he does not allow anything to interrupt our space. For example, if he cheated, it's not a situation where this woman is a threat. My wife is my wife. You are not my wife. This is my wife. And understand that this is protected. You know, I think that sometimes we think sex for women is the same for that sex for men. I think
Right.
men can have sex with a woman and not have an emotional attachment. If a woman has sex with a man, I think it's a little harder.
I
So
think there's a difference between that and like I equate sex with respect. So for me, and like every woman is different. So even though it's a matter of yes, sex is sex for you, for me that experience is disrespect. If we've came on a level of an agreement of what our relationship is supposed to look like. So if we said that okay, we're in a monogamous relationship, then my expectation is exactly that. However, if we had a discussion about we're having an open relationship and we set and established rules around that, and you break the rules around that, to me, that's still the same thing as if we were in a monogamous relationship. So it's about whatever the rules for that relationship is set. And if you cross that boundary, then to me, that's a lack of a disrespect. And can I trust you? Now, necessarily, if I was in a situation, and I had said this before, if my husband cheated, would I automatically leave? The answer is no, and the reason is because my issue is more I need to understand the why. I'm a why person. And if I understand the why, and that's something that we can work on and move forward from, and let's say, it never happens again, I'm good.
And what if it's something you can't?
And then I will have to leave. Like, so if the why was, well, like the example that Shan gave is just like, well, it was just this big booty, so I couldn't resist, to me, then that shows a lack of self-discipline,
Mm-hmm.
meaning that it's going to happen again and again and again. Then I know for me, that's not going to work for me. And so
and I
in that
think that's so
regard, I
and
would
it's like
to exit stage left.